So my name is Raymond Smith. I'm the owner of Indigené Cellars. It's a Carmel Valley winery, and the tasting room is in Paso Robles, California. I am from Oakland, California. I grew up and was raised there. Right out of college, I went to Paso Robles, California. We make a couple of varietals and some great blends, and I love being in the wine business. So one of the things that we do at Indigené, at the actual property, is to have the kids who participate in this program out to the winery. I feel like I'm more of an instrument, not to just sit up and talk to them about it, but if I could show them, is not just to say, hey, you could be a winemaker just like me. To be able to have expertise in distributing chemicals or bottles or cork, there's a ton of things that you could do in the wine business that's not necessarily making wine. This, the Old Skool White, is a Paso Robles Chardonnay. It is surly aged, meaning barrel fermented, and then blended with 10% Viognier, which is stainless steel. That made it not so one-dimensional and have more diversity to match with anything on the menu. It's a great piece of art, along with this Old Skool label from one of the Old Skool alumni. It's a great pairing, a great match, and a great program. Old Skool Red. This is 2012 Cabernet Sauvignon. This is what would be called a library wine, and big, expressive, bright fruit Cabernet, but been in the bottle long enough to where it's silky, satiny, and super diverse. It would go with any of the food, and I consider this one of my best pieces of art, and you're going to enjoy it. Old Skool Red.
One of the things with Old Skool that's really important to me is that youth are a part of all aspects. So the decisions, the highlighting youth, as well as our alumni. So we had the opportunity to do a house wine this year. And so Sammy, I was so excited when you agreed to be our artist to do our house label. Can you tell us a little bit about what that experience was, and coming into the restaurant and getting to see, we kind of unveiled it at the restaurant. You got to see
I got to the restaurant. Yeah.
Right.
It was such a cool experience. When you told me about it, I was kind of nervous because I was like, oh, it's going to be everywhere. You know, what if I don't get it down? And then it was like, also, I'm not really a good timely artist. I take a little while, you know, so that was a little stress factor for me too, because I wanted to make sure it was going to be right. So it took me a little bit to get it going, but I finally had the idea. It took me a few tries to get it. It was really nice because my daughter was actually helping me too. Like, oh, I think this looks good and this looks good. So I actually have like a sketch where I started doing it and then she did her own version. So I kind of with her stuff in mind. And so we finally got it down, and then they brought it to life, and it looked just like the picture. So I thought it was really nice. And when I seen it at the restaurant, I was like, it just feels really good to have my art for sale, like on a wine.
On the wine label. Yes, show us. Can you? Oh gosh, yes.
So I just thought it was summarized Old Skool. It was like 1940s. I thought it went with the vibe with the restaurant.
It's so great.
Just opened it up to something I never thought I'd be interested in. Now I'm like, oh, well, what else can I do with this? Just started getting my mind going.
My affiliation with Old Skool has enriched my business 100%. I'm proud to be involved with it. At one time I heard Teresa say something like, the kids are the voice of the community. And I just get my chance to be a part of that, to be a part of something bigger than myself and what I kind of always aspired to do. If you want to learn more, we're on World Wide Web, Instagram and Facebook, www.indigenecellars.com. We do tastings by appointment, but we usually never turn anybody away. We ship all over California and 14 different states. We'd love to be able to show you our products.